Hello YouTube fans. I said I'd do it and I was a man of the word. That being Sam Ramsey's The Evil Dead. That's right, The Evil Dead. So I believe that Sam Ramsey would do films that say like Spider-Man, Lord of the Rings. But this was his first big break. Well, not exactly his first one. If you go into 1977, there was a film called Beneath the Woods. Say it again. Beneath the Woods in 1977. It was kind of a cheap student film done on video time. This was really a cheap budget film. But again, it had Bruce Campbell, believe it or not, and some of the tasks who would later appear in The Evil Dead. So when people say, oh, not a remake, they already did a remake. Funny enough, it was called The Evil Dead. It was a remake of Beneath the Woods. You can actually find it on YouTube, but if it's still on there, look it up, Beneath the Woods. It's not the bestest, but it's a sample of how they make this film. Now, as a couple of years later, they got into the early 80s, they decided to go and make another version of it, that being The Evil Dead. Originally, the film was going to be called The Book of the Dead, but they decided to go with The Evil Dead instead for a new title. And what a bladding title! It starts off where you've got some young people, or the students, some young people, and they drive to the woods. They find a house next to the taffy of the woods, and they find this cheaper looking book, which is called the Book of the Dead. One of the lads, by accident, reads the book and resurrects these evil spirits what can possess your body and turn you into a dead eye. I say it again, a dead eye. You got one dude in it. This is the scene what got the film very recognised, a very recognised scene indeed. The one dude is the sister of Ass, who's again is played by my mate Bruce Campbell. And let's not forget the disturbing rape scene where a girl gets raped by a T. Nope, you're not hearing things. If you've never seen The Evil Dead, she gets raped by a bloody T. I do love the way it's shot though. I love the scenes where the Tamner's chasing her around the woods. Again, I can't saw it, copyright, blah blah blah. But I love it. It's such a beautiful shot scene. You've got this music. Sounds like a motorbike. You've got a running and the Tamner angles in it. It's just beautiful. Just beautiful. The scene where you've got Ass and you've got it following him about and it's going past this wood. I know you hear this wood, 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 wood. Wood, can't show it again, copyright, it's a damn shame. There's a bit where he's looking in the mirror, touches the mirror, turns into water, pulls it out, freaks out, naturally so. There were actually bits, if you ever remember A Nightmare on Elm Street, which is funny enough, it's done by the same company, New Line Cinema, where they did actually show bits from The Evil Dead, the bit where Nancy's watching TV, and you think, oh, I've seen this film before. That's got these bits from The Evil Dead. And I love it because that's what happens. If you ever met the evil spirits, that's the scene where Dirk gets raped by a T. She's the first one to turn into a dead eye. Stabs another Dirk with a pencil. It's a Dirk end of ass. And that's what happens. The evil spirits take over one by one. The scene where Ass's mate turns into a dead eye. He has no finger to save but to stamp his eyeballs out. And I think he's the only one that comes out of it alive. Again, it's a cheap budget film. There's a bit in it where you see the actor, Bruce Campbell, and he's staring at the camera and he's smiling, and I don't think he realised that Sam Ramsey said action. It was at the time, it was a very long director. I think at the time he was in his 20s. He was a pretty long director, and this was his big break, making and directing films. The film became a big success, and they also sold on video, and they've never ever seen this done before. They sold on video, and they also produced it on the cinema at the same time, which is never get away with that nowadays. But they did. The only downside was this come out at the same era when your video nasties come out. That's what I mean by The Evil Dead. Had a lot of history. It come out the same time when the video nasties come out, you know, like the Tiller Killer, I Spit on You Dave, all the ones I reviewed. Yeah, that same era. And it got confused, even though it had an X certificate. Remember when I said that on the video nasty era? It still got took to court. Not shooting you, got took to court, the Evil Dead, for the nastiness and the bloodthirstiness in it. And I'm not going to lie, it definitely is a bloodthirsty film. I see the scene where the dog gets raped, the scene where they cut one of the dirt fence up to pieces with an axe, and you've got blood skirting out everywhere. But it's funny violence. I know that sounds sick and fucked up, but it's funny violence. You see where Ass kills his dirt friend, and she's attacking him, she's turning into a dead eye. He gets a suffle and he cuts her fucking head off, and the blood skirts out in his face. You know, it's disturbing, but at the same time, it's laughable because it's over the top. You know, it's over the top. So it's made for laughs, even though it sounds messed up. It definitely was bloodthirsty, but again, they took it to court because it claimed to be a video nasty. Lucky enough, Sam Ramsey and the producers won the case, so it never got banned. There was a lot of rumours that the Evil Dead got banned, it was nasty and blah, blah, blah. No. It never got banned, and it got taken off as being a video nasty, so it wasn't a video nasty. The only downfall was, over the years, they cut and they censored and they literally cut it to pieces. When they re-released it again in the early 90s, they literally, and I mean literally, cut the fucking film to pieces. I mean, they cut it to fucking pieces. Thankfully, in the early 2000s, when the DVD was the next fashion, they brought the Evil Dead out in its total uncut form. And that's the form I've got it in. And I love the cover in it. There's a lot of different art covers. Everyone remembers the one where you got that evil dead eye holding a spear, which is Ash's sister. And then over the years, a lot of people remember the golden days of Diane jabbing the deer by the neck and dragging it down in the floor. I've got it somewhere, the DVD, but I just can't be asked digging it out. But one day on the road, I'll dig it out. I'll dig it out. The only bit on my issue is the ending, right? The ending. Ash kills all his mates, right? The old dead eyes, and he sends them back, and he destroys the Book of the Dead. That's what they call it, the Book of the Dead. And he's walking through the woods, and you've got that thing again where it's all there, and it's following him about, and he's looking, and it knocks him on his ass, and you just assume he got killed. At course, that never was the case, because as you know, a lot of years later, in the late 80s, they brought out the Evil Dead 2. Dead Before Dawn, which again brought back Bruce Campbell. And it's one of them, is he the same character, and is he not? Because he's even called Ass. His character's name in Evil Dead 2, Dead Before Dawn, was also called Ass. And I think at the time they couldn't have the rights to the issues for using bits from the original, The Evil Dead, so they had to make it its own movie. Which again is funny because Evil Dead 2 is also sort of a remake of number 1. Again, I'll probably get to that when I do the review of Evil Dead 2, because I also had a lot of debate about it, but it wasn't a video nasty. But I like the Evil Dead. You know, it's definitely a good old school horror film. It's beautifully shot. For a cheap budget film, it's definitely beautifully shot. It sold a lot of videos. It became a proper rentable video in its day, even though it was accused of being a nasty, which it was not. And it's definitely one that deserved to be well known. Yeah, the rape scene was disturbing. They didn't really need to show it in the way they did. But I actually like the uncut one. The uncut one, you see a lot more meat to the bone. You know, it's definitely more violent and it's definitely more bloodthirsty. But it's a good one. It deserves to be respected as what it is. It's a definitely made horror film. It's old school, like I say. It's a tapping in the woods. It's an evil spirit possessing people. I always love to see where Ash's his girlfriend gets possessed and she's walking about like this with this cheapy smile. And she says that line, "We're gonna get you, we're gonna get you." Until I'm doing a shit job, and again, it's just the same. I can't show you bits of the film, no copyright. But because of a good, it really is a cheapy scene. It really is cheaper. But you know, apart from what you think is a downbeat ending, which of course was going to follow that on, and they would have made a sequel, but of course it was just going to be your typical, does he die or does he not, sequel bait ending. Because of the success, they made a sequel. But it's one of them, did he die or not? For sure, you find that out in number 2. We don't get excited there. But Evil Dead, the original, The Evil Dead, it's a good one from Sword Ramsey. You know, over the years, he's done other films now, a bit more respectful. Let's say like the Spider-Man, Lord of the Rings and films like that. But back in his day, his early days, these were films I used to like. You know, The Evil Dead, the second Evil Dead, which is one of my favourites, Dead Before Dawn, and you know, he did a lot. But into them, that's the first review of the classic horror, The Evil Dead. Into them, I'll see you soon.